Hey, what's going on, guys? It's iChuckyD here. Today I'm going to show you how to unjailbreak your iPhone, iPad, or iPod. Any generation iPod, any generation iPad. It'll work with any iPhone. You got the iPhone 3, 3G, 3GS, iPhone 4, and iPhone 4S. Pretty much the only time you want to unjailbreak it is, if you have an issue with it and you got to bring it back to the Apple Store and they're going to look at you and say it was jailbroken. Nope, sorry, warranty's void. Now, the exploits you use to jailbreak it have options to unjailbreak, but once you unjailbreak it through them, there is still going to be remnants in there which Apple can pick up and say it was once jailbroken. This way, you're going to lose everything on your phone, but if the phone is broken in general, who really cares? If you can find a way, which there are apps to pull pictures, music, files, anything you want off of the iPhone, iPad, or iPod, go for it and do it. But other than that, this is the only safe bet you can do. Now, as you can see, phone's jailbroken. I am running on, if you see right there, version 5.1.1. It is the highest up-to-date iOS until they come out with 6.0, which shouldn't be too far away, but until then, this is how you want to, get factory settings on your iDevice so that you can bring it back and, get a new one. Or maybe you just don't even like it being jailbroken. Maybe it's too much of a pain in the ass for you. But anyway, what we're going to do here, the first thing you want to do is open up your iTunes. So once we open up iTunes, you click on your phone. Right there, that's my phone. I hadn't run it before. It's going to restore iPhone, backup, whatever. It's because I did this before. But anyway, what you're going to want to do here is wait for it to, for some reason, it is rebooting because I hadn't run it with this one yet. Just give me 2 seconds. It'll be right back to normal. I apologize for that. Alright, here we go. Now once I got the little the spring guy going on, if you can see it right about there. It's loading up and I am fully functional. What we got is, says my name, version 5.1.1, check for updates or restore. I just want to restore. If you go to sync, you're going to save all your data, but you're also going to save those bits and whatever that it was once jailbroken. So once you restore it, put it in there, they're still going to tell you it was jailbroken, and that's that. That's the last time I'm going to tell you that. So what you want to do now is you want to open your phone up, slide on lock, next. And here we go. You got your iPhone right there. If you can see it, I'll move it over a little bit for you. There's that. Oh, opened up the wrong thing. Sorry about that, folks. Here we go. Put that right there. I'll just hold it. Screw it. You hit restore. It's going to tell you, are you sure you want to do it? Everything on there is going to get deleted, yada, yada, yada. I already told you these things, so just click restore. It's going to take a little while. Right now, it's just extracting the software. It's telling, what's on there, what shouldn't be on there, and just let it run. It's going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. So, be patient. If you don't want to do this, you want to run up there because you think it's going to be quicker for them to tell you, no, you can't have a new iPhone because you jailbroke it. Well, tough crap. Right there saying connect to iTunes, which we are, so it's going to keep going. Now, we have the Apple pop up. That's going to run fine right there. And this is where it starts getting a little tricky. So, I'm going to get back to you in a couple minutes, so I'll just shut up and stop rambling on. You can sit right here. I'll put the iPhone right over here so you can see everything. And it'll just be a couple minutes, folks. Right there it says waiting for iPhone. Just communicating with the phone. You can see on the phone itself, there's a little status bar. See right there? Once that fills up, then we're good to go. Usually about 3/4 of the way, it'll be done filling up. So we're just going to sit and hold tight. Now it's preparing the iPhone software for restore. Now it's verifying the iPhone restore. You're not actually restoring what you had on the phone. You're just restoring the original files that when you bought the phone, they were on there. So technically, next time you run this phone after this, it's going to be like brand new. Unfortunately, your contacts aren't going to be saved. That's why they tell you to sync. But if you sync, you're still, like I said, going to have all the remnants of an old jailbreak, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, that's the only crappy thing about iPhones is, you know, you have to have an app to save your contacts. Other than that, you really can't save it to an SD card because there is no SD port. You can't save it to SIM because it's not an option. Unless you have a third party from Cydia, which is a jailbroken tweak, where you can, it's called SIM Manager, where you can save everything. But anyway, right now we are about 30% of restoring the iPhone software. It shows about 30% on the screen, but when we look at the iPhone itself, it shows about 15. That's because the iPhone's doing a little bit more work than the computer is. So here we go. It's just going to be a couple minutes. We're about halfway through restoring iPhone software. The reason I'm not jumping around to the next thing and saying, okay, I'll come back then, I want you to see in real time that it really doesn't take that long. Right now, we've been doing it for exactly 7 minutes and 7 seconds. Really not that bad of a chunk taken out of your day to restore a phone for you. You know, I mean, you can even do this if the screen's cracked. A lot of times, depending on the water damage, you can even do it that way too, just to get your stuff off of it, bring it to the iStore, and they might give you a new one, depending on how bad the water damage is. But I mean, even if the water damage ain't that bad, if it still shows signs of being jailbroken, which they hate, you ain't getting a new phone. But again, you just don't want your phone jailbroken, here's another way to do it. So we're almost done restoring the iPhone software, and you're at about 25% on the phone status, which you can see right about there, just about 25. So now we're just waiting on the computer. I'm pretty sure we got about 3 more minutes worth of booting, which ain't that bad. And it will be just like when you pull out of the box. So just give it 2 seconds. All right, restoring iPhone software is just about over, and we're at about 40% on the phone. Not that I want to bombard you with the phone here, at about 40% right there. Now it's verifying the iPhone software. It's just verifying what they put in there is right, blah, 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 blah. The computer knows what they're doing, so, you know, I'm just telling you what it's going to do, you know. I'm just doing it for you so you can see it's not going to ruin your phone or anything. And I guarantee you, because I have done it, this is removing 100% of any jailbreak, pretty much garbage crap that they left behind when it was quote-unquote uninstalled or unjailbroken. This is the only way to do it. So, you know, I mean, it's worth it. If, you know, you got a cracked screen or it keeps shitting out on you, just do this. It'll work for you. You get a new phone and you're done. They won't even know. All right, now going back to the Verify iPhone Restore. And on the phone console, which is plugged in via USB, I forgot to tell you earlier, is at about 60%. So we're just going to put that right there. Just be a few more minutes, folks. And I'm very sorry you have to see all the stupid music on my phone. I'm just going to go and click right there so you don't have to see the garbage on my phone. On my MacBook, I mean. All right, now we're restoring firmware. That will not take too long at all. As you can see, it's zipping right through it. Firmware's firmware. Everybody knows that goes nice and fast. That's just about done, and now we're at about, I want to say 75% on the actual phone, which is what you want to pay attention to for. That's what's going to tell you when you are done doing what you're doing. So now you're restoring the original iPhone firmware. So if you, in the process of when you did all your jailbreaking this and that, if you downgraded your firmware and all that stuff, this is putting the up-to-date version into it. The version that came with the phone. Or what's new and was released now. A lot of times it might not. So next time you plug your phone in, you might still get something that's going to say, you know, oh, new firmware update. Update now. If you're not jailbroken, go for it. If you're going to re-jailbreak your phone once you get a new one or whatever, don't do it. Or the jailbreak or some of the programs on the jailbreak are not going to work. So now you're on restoring the iPhone firmware. We're at about 40% on that. But the good news is, when we're looking at the status bar on our phone, we're just about done almost. We probably got another 5 minutes, if that. So we'll just sit here for a few. We are getting there. Again, I'm doing it in real time so you can see and literally do it along with me if you want. So you can see I'm not BSing you. I'm not clipping and cutting pieces of video together to make it look like it worked for me, but oh jeepers, it ain't gonna work for you. I don't know why. It worked for me. But this is exactly real time, so you're gonna see how long it takes, and it don't take that long, but I mean if you got a good 15 minutes of your day that you can spare, go for it. And if you look at the iPhone is just about almost done. Now, a lot of people, for some reason, say once you are getting to the part where it says, like it says now, restoring iPhone firmware, that you can actually unplug your iPhone from the laptop, iMac, PC, whatever the hell you're using. Don't do it, because it's pretty much double checking everything. I mean, if you're that confident, then go for it. But other than that, don't go crying that, you know, your phone's not working. Now, if you look, our status bar is 100% full. All we're doing right now is just waiting on it to confirm everything. It says restoring iPhone firmware once again. And that is done. And we are just waiting for it to realize it's done. Everything's catching up. It's telling that your iPhone has been restored to factory settings and is restarting. Please leave your iPhone connected. It will appear in the iTunes window after it restarts. So at that point, folks, you did it. You see, my iPhone is restarting. It's going to go through the whole rigmarole that you had when you first bought it. You know, are you Chinese, Japanese? Are you from Korea? What? Are you Spanish? Whatever. You know, are you American? You got to reprogram everything. It's basically a brand spanking new iPhone. No signs of any jailbreaking at all. All right? Now I'll sit here and wait to show you. Obviously, I'm not just going to stop now. But see, accessing iTunes Store. The phone is starting to boot faster than it did before. And it will not do this every time you load. Every time you turn it on. So now, it's going to bring it up. Here we go. Got the Apple. And if you just want to give it 2 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. And there we go. iPhone slide to setup. I'm just going to do this real quick so you all can see, you know, how fast I'm going. Choose network now, choose one later, continue. do not, right here, do not back up from anything, or else you will get your jailbroken, garbage bytes thrown in there, and everything you just did will be worthless. So right there, you accept terms and conditions that say, pretty much don't jailbreak, or, you're voiding warranty. So, and then you click agree, don't send, next, start using iPhone. And there you go. Your iPhone has no more jailbreak to it whatsoever. It's a plain old iPhone. You can bring it back. You can enjoy it the way it was, whatever you wanted. The only reason that you looked at this was to learn how to do it. You learned how to do it. Have fun, folks. Enjoy. Now be sure to check out my website, iChuckyD, and that's DEE.blogspot.com. The link will be down there. It's all about iPhone hacking, Android rooting, iOS jailbreaking, and yada, yada, yada. How to have fun with that. So check it out, all right, folks? Hope you enjoy it. Leave your comments below, and subscribe. Thank you.